Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Heart of New Hampshire. I can't believe it, but here we are. It is the last weekend day before Christmas, and I know it's going to be a busy stretch here. I don't know about you, but I've still got shopping to do. I have a bunch of presents left to wrap, but I hope you'll join me as I do my best to enjoy all of this and not let the stress of the season outweigh the magic of the season, because truly it is so magical. All right, on this week's show, we are talking about a gift that money simply can't buy, the gift of friendship and how it can change lives. We're talking with the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization of New Hampshire about empowering our youth through mentorship.
From WMUR News 9, this is Heart of New Hampshire.
And joining us this morning is Stacey Kramer, the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters of New Hampshire and Vermont, and Brian Harris, who is a big brother with the organization. Stacey and Brian, thank you so much for spending your Sunday morning with us. And Stacey, I'm going to start with you. Can you just give folks an overview of the organization?
Yes, well, thank you so much for having us. It's great to come and talk about Big Brothers Big Sisters. I could talk for days about it, and very excited because sometimes we do get confused with other youth serving organizations, and we do help a lot of kids. Our mission is really around mentorship. That's what we do. It's our only mission, and so we have been doing it for 60 years and 120 on a national level. We're the largest youth serving mentoring organization in the country, and we serve hundreds and thousands of kids in that time period. And really our unique process is matching kids with adults, and we do that in a community-based program as well as in our school-based programming, and really about matching through our unique process of, on similarities, on things that they like to do together. It's really about doing the things that you love to do, and just sharing that with a child. I mean, we've had kids come in. I had this young boy that just really wanted to go fishing. I really want somebody to take me fishing. And so it's little moments like that you can share with a child, and it doesn't take a lot of time and energy, and Brian knows that for sure, and how you can change a life.
Sure, it is so special, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the time commitment and how to get involved. But Brian, first I want to say congratulations. You have been voted the Big of the Year this year, and I just would love for you to talk a little bit about your experience, how long you've been a big brother, and why you do it.
Sure. Thank you for having us, and thank you for mentioning this. I don't think I'm that special. I really just show up. And you asked, why do I do what I do? Youth mentorship, it's personal for me. I lost my father when I was 12, and I grew up really without an adult role model, certainly without a male adult in my life. And we see just so many kids, especially so many boys, in that situation here in New Hampshire and in the surrounding areas, that it's super important for kids to have mentors. We'll talk about the impact that that brings in a little bit. But I have the honor and the privilege of having a little brother named Michael. We've been together for 4 years since he was 10. He's 14 now and an 8th grader. And we just have a great time together, and we both have grown so much during these last 4 years.
I'm sure. So this is an effort so close to your heart. Talk to me about what you've seen in Michael and the changes you've seen over, these are critical 4 years, from 10 to 14, and how have you seen him grow?
Absolutely. He's doing great in school, passing everything. We do math homework together.
Oh, sounds fun, Brian.
Algebra, right? I'm trying to remember high school
that's like my nightmare.
And, again, it's not just me. One of my fellow board members in the organization has a high school kid that he works with who went from failing 3 of his 4 classes to honor roll this semester. Michael and I do all kinds of things together. We cook together, we play around together, we talk about careers together, and it's really been a great experience. One particular story that we're especially fond of is about trying new things.
Sure.
We try and talk about character and values and things that will last a lifetime. So we were at Gunstock, which is a great partner to the organization, and we were tubing. We got to the top of the hill, and Michael looked down and said, "I'm not doing that. Nope, scary, terrifying.
I understand. Yeah.
We talked for a while, and he did it. Of course, he screamed and had a great time, and it was super fun. So fast forward to the next year, and he wanted me to go ice skating with him.
Aw.
And remember my story, no one ever taught me how to ride a bike. No one taught me how to throw a ball. No one taught me how to ice skate. So I said, Michael, I'm not doing that.
And he said,
it's scary.
yes,
and
you
you're
are.
right. I got it right back in my face. Brian, we have to try new things. It's very important.
Oh, I love that so
That's
much.
right.
Yeah.
We are all growing and all learning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the time of year it is right now
Yeah.
and how people can get involved.
Yeah, there are so many stories just like Michael and Brian, and it's really about that friendship and putting somebody in their corner. I mean, that's what Big Brothers Big Sisters does. And these kids need more people in their corner, right, that they can learn. And it's more than just a friendship. It's really helping kids, you know, have somebody to, you know, have that they can talk to, that will listen to them, that helps them, you know, get ready for an interview, that helps them decide, you know, where do I want to go to school? What do I want to do after high school? And new opportunities. Kids that have never tried to do something different, have never been to a ball game or tried something new. So it's really exciting. We just had some new research that came out that showed that kids in our program are 15% more likely to go to college, which is exciting. And that we also have, that our kids, we make up 2/3 of the opportunity gap. And really trying to set and level the opportunities for our children here in New Hampshire and the surrounding areas.
Wonderful.
So, and this year is a great Thankful Giving campaign is at the full height. It starts right after Thanksgiving, because what we want to do is really get people more involved with giving and being thankful for the mentors in your life, right? Wonderful. We all have people that got us to where we are, right? And why we're sitting here on this couch.
That's right.
And thankful, so you can really make a donation to honor your mentor and really support the next mentoring match, just like Brian and Michael.
Well, that's what we're seeing all across the board throughout the organization in New Hampshire and also in Vermont. Brian, congratulations on your title of Big of the Year, and thank you for all your time you've spent. And Stacey, thank you for everything that you're doing as well. Doing incredible work out there, and it's so easy to get involved as well. If you're looking for more information on exactly how to get involved, just log on to bigsnhvt.org.